Now to a story I promised you all a few months ago that we'd check in on. After Seattle's debacle known as CHOP, the city brought in someone to help bridge the divide between the police and communities of color. So how is the Street Czar doing exactly? Let's find out. The headlines came easy. Ex-pimp hired by the city of Seattle. Andre Taylor knew the concept of a street czar would be controversial.
I know that, people probably poke fun of it.
When we first spoke to Taylor in October, his Not This Time Foundation had been tasked with finding alternatives to policing.
You need somebody that have been in those streets, that have credibility in those streets.
And now, after months of work, the street czar says he's ready to present a plan.
America has a machine. That machine is its universities, because the backbone of this country is America's universities. No matter what's going on in this country, that machine continues to push out leaders for the future, no matter what's going on. It is the stabilizer for the country. And what I've discovered is that the Black community, the urban community, does not have a machine.
Enter the Community Development Collaborative, an idea laid out in his 5-page memo. It seeks to improve opportunities for communities of color with the goal of reducing violence and incarceration.
Unless we develop something that has the capacity, like a university, to continue to turn out great citizens, deal with trauma, kind of re-educate the mindsets, unless we have something that is constantly working like that, then we're going to have this circle that we've been in for a very, very long time.
The collaborative has 3 main tiers: a pre-release assessment to figure out whether offenders need help for mental health or substance abuse issues, an educational component where participants can gain knowledge about careers in everything from real estate to entertainment, and finally, transitional housing or treatment for those who need it.
What we don't want is what has been going on, great grassroots organizations doing great work, but not helping the whole person.
Taylor's plan is still in the early stages, but he's now presented it to several Seattle leaders, including interim Seattle Police Chief Adrian Diaz, who told us earlier this month that reducing shootings and homicides is his top priority.
I believe this is one of the biggest challenges that the city faces, is the loss of our Black and brown communities' lives.
In an email, Chief Diaz weighed in on Taylor's proposal for a community development collaborative, writing, "After an unprecedented homicide rate in 2020, with 50% of the victims being Black, we must find a pipeline that allows all our Black youth to reach their full potential. So yes, I'm hopeful for any program that brings people together to help our youth." King County Prosecutor Dan Satterberg is also open to the concept if it comes to fruition, writing, "We are always looking for community nonprofits to partner with, but it's up to the city and county governments to fund those." But a funding source and amount are still unclear. It's also unclear how long it would take to get the program up and running and, most importantly, to see results. Even so, Taylor says he has already sent the idea to the Biden administration, hoping to build interest.
We just don't want Seattle not to be the first one that benefits from the Community Development Collaborative before somebody else says, oh, let's do this. We want Seattle to be the first participant and therefore lead the rest of the nation on finally dealing with, in particularly, young Black male violence.
So again, this plan at the early stages, we don't know if there's going to be buy-in to this and to what extent, how long it would take to get off the ground, and then after that period of time, whether it would be successful. So I'm going to end this in the same way I end our first story on it, which is we'll check back in and we'll see what progress this is making.